Well, it was not the wind, it was the water. Take a look at this storm surge from Hurricane Michael, turning a piece of paradise into this.
And satellites that are putting the devastation into perspective. The scope is simply massive. Now you can see it for yourself.
Hey, thankfully Michael moved quickly, but this is not the time to let your guard down. The season is still not over, and we're already watching something new in the tropics.
So far, so good on Tampa Bay's streets and highways. We're getting our first live look from Sky 10. Your Friday morning commute is staying nice and quiet.
And a Friday that's always a good feeling.
Getting closer. It is always a good feeling,
I know, right?
isn't it? Yes. You've got that right. It is October the 12th. The weekend is just hours away. You're up with Brightside. Well, good morning and thanks for starting your day with us here on Brightside. The true scope of Hurricane Michael's destruction is just coming into focus right now. This morning, 6 people have been confirmed dead, but the search for survivors continues. FEMA is calling Mexico Beach ground zero, and police there say 285 people refuse to leave their homes. 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer is joining us once again from nearby in Panama City with a look at some of the destruction. Bo, good morning.
Well, good morning. And Rob, you know, crews from across the state of Florida have flooded into this area trying to offer aid. We've got crews from Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, Sarasota, Northport, virtually all corners of the state. They've all flooded into this area. Right now, the main mission is going to be search and rescue. They are still trying to get to areas that they have not gotten to yet. I want to just show you where we are right now. This is our hotel where we've been staying. We also have some shots from the air that can show you exactly what the devastation looks like from up above. You really don't get a good perspective unless you are from the air on the scale and magnitude. But as we were driving in last night, we've got some video from the ground showing when we arrived here into town, just what we saw. I mean, whether it be gas stations or homes or apartments, some things you couldn't even tell exactly what you were looking at or how it was damaged. It was just a huge pile of debris. I think one of the things that really stuck out of my mind was a massive train that was literally knocked off of its wheels. The wheels were still on the track, the train had tipped over. And that's what some of the first responders have been seeing and describing to us as they make their way around this area as well. We had a chance to talk with one of those first responders about the exhaustion of what they're dealing with.
You put yourself aside. You worry about others. We're here to help other Floridians and our neighbors. And it's horrible when you see what they're going through. I mean, no power, no water, no facilities to use the bath. I mean, it's horrible. It is like being in what I imagine being in a third world country is like. I've never been in one, but I certainly can understand what it's probably like now.
8 years. Saxophone.
We are experiencing exactly what he's describing there, just in terms of like you feel like you're in a third world country. This is our hotel. There is no power. There is no running water. For people inside, the conditions have deteriorated so much. I mean, people are sleeping on the floor in the lobby. Many of the rooms are now uninhabitable because they're just soaked with water and are starting to get mildew. It's a really, really bad situation. This hotel will eventually have to be evacuated here in the coming days. They actually, I don't know if you can see it, but at the front entrance, it's probably really dark, but there's a gate in front of the front entrance. They are so afraid about looters or some other person trying to break into this hotel or get in. They've actually got an armed guard at the side door, a police officer with a very large gun, just to make sure that everyone who's trying to stay inside is safe. Reporting live in Panama City, Bo Zimmer, 10 News.
Jeez, Bo. Well, be safe yourself, especially traveling around that area today. Thank you so much for that report. Those images just shocking to see, and those will continue on CBS this morning when the sun comes up in just about an hour. Governor Rick Scott has turned the governor's mansion in Tallahassee into a hurricane shelter. Check this out right here. Nearly 50 Florida Highway Patrol troopers from across the state are being housed there and sleeping there. And take a look at the damage from one of the Air Force bases up there. This is about 20 miles west of Mexico Beach. Those are fighter jets that have been flipped over. One of the roofs on the hangar totally damaged, beyond repair there. Trailers torn apart. Inside one heavily damaged hangar, more than a half dozen planes were affected, damaged, ripped apart. The Air Force says right now it's unclear when they'll allow people to return to that base. A lot of those fighter jets, though, were moved ahead of the storm. We are hearing some of them were moved down here to MacDill. Aubrey?
Yeah, Robin, speaking of damage, I mean, there is a bird's eye view that you're able to see with the NOAA web or the NOAA map. It kind of works like Google Maps a little bit too. So let me show you exactly how you can do this. We actually have a link for this on our WTSP website as well. So we're taking a look here. You can see Panama City Beach, Panama City. We're going to actually go to Mexico Beach here, and then you just kind of zoom it in. See, we're going to zoom in and you can bring it down here. I want to zoom in really close to the coast side here to show you some of the significant damage, because it is as if you're seeing this in real time, and you can see even just looking right there. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit closer so you can see the damage in between. So this is kind of as close as I can really get you, but look at all of the debris in between the houses there, Rob. Is that
Aubrey,
is
you don't have to zoom in. Honestly, I appreciate it, but I can see it.
Yeah,
I think everyone can see it.
It's
Look
crazy.
at that.
Even just over here on the other side, let's kind of go down a little bit. So we know that we're over here in Mexico Beach, but even just going one block down, you can just see how this house has just been completely taken off. And the roof over here, I think at that point, I think that's the roof right there. It's just really eerie to see. So again, this link is on our WTSP.com website. And then we also have some information about how you can help folks that have been affected by
Yeah, it makes you
Hurricane
sick
Michael.
to see those images. And if you've been up to the Panhandle too, it's a paradise up there. It's so beautiful. The beaches, the palm, it's just gorgeous up there. It's so sad to see this. This story will make you sick too. A homeless man arrested at a hurricane shelter after deputies say he molested a 6-year-old girl. John Stapleton is charged with lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim under 12. A witness told deputies she saw a recording of Stapleton touching the victim under her clothes. Just disgusting. Investigators looked at the video and then arrested him. And take a look at the flooding Tropical Storm Michael brought to Salem, Virginia. We're all the way north in Virginia now. Water from a creek is flooding buildings, affecting a trailer park around the corner. While some people tried to save their homes, others just got out in time. Unbelievable to see that stuff, Rick. And I'll tell you what, the storm is now out to sea.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's affected, half the eastern seaboard.
All up the East Coast, and it's rainy this morning in New York, up to Boston, all of that part of Michael now, post-tropical storm Michael. Hey, and look at this. Now we're watching something new here in the Caribbean. Not overly concerned about this, so the National Hurricane Center has this down to a 30% chance of development, and if it does, most of our models take it to the west, but this is where Michael originated and then moved into the Gulf, as you know. So we'll be watching that. There's Michael, by the way, heading to Europe as it weakens into cooler water. There's Leslie, still a hurricane meandering around. It's been 20 days now. No concern there. And of course, we have Nadine down here as well. We don't think it's going to make it too far to the west, so certainly good news. Outside this morning, there's still some humidity out there. It's a clear sky out at Tampa International this morning. Current temperature 76 degrees. Now watch this dew point, 71 right now. So that's the humidity you can feel, but dew points fall later today into the 60s. Maybe even some 50s, so cooler weather in here later on tonight. Get outside tonight and early tomorrow morning. Go for a morning run around Tampa Bay like Rob does.
I do. I don't know why you had a funny look on your face.
No.
This has not happened by
I know,
accident.
I
Rick.
know.
I gotta exercise with frequency.
Hey, obvi.
Right. All right. Moving on right now. A new updated red tide map will be out a little bit later today, but this map is going to be based on samples that FWC took before Hurricane Michael moved through. That's important to note. This is a live look right now at Ballast Point in South Tampa. Pretty tranquil, pretty nice out there. What we're concerned with is what's going on under the surface of that water. FWC released a map on Wednesday. The map that we are really looking out for is next Wednesday's map. Meantime, moat scientists think the storm, Hurricane Michael, did not get close enough to our area to break up the bloom. It might have even pushed that bloom closer to our shores. Pinellas County and our beautiful beaches here. Moat will resume their testing on Monday. We will look out for that updated map on Wednesday. Hillary.
It is 6:38 and we have two serious crashes on Bruce B. Downs Boulevard in Tampa right near USF. So let's go live to Sky 10. So the first crash is a pedestrian involved crash here on Bruce B. Downs northbound right near USF Pine Drive. So Bruce B. Downs is shut down between Fowler Avenue and 131st Street for this pedestrian crash. You can see there you have police blocking those lanes. There's a second crash on Bruce B. Downs Boulevard closer to Bierce Avenue. So you can see here that there's just a lot going on Bruce B. Downs. It's probably not the best place to be. So you have a couple of options. Livingston Avenue is a good alternate route, even Fowler Avenue, depending on if you're trying to get to I-75. I'll break that down for you. More coming up.
Florida is Lakewood High School in Pinellas County. And Brightside Sean Stryker is standing by right now. Sean, where are you? Are you with those journalism students?
I was just talking to the journalism students. Actually, there are some really cool students. Right now, I'm hanging out with Nagini, the ball python. This program is really cool. It's training the future marine biologist, ecologist of the future, pretty much. And they have no problem holding Nagini. I, on the other hand, I'm a little nervous, but I'm trying not to show it. This is Principal Savage, principal of Lakewood High School. We've spent some time out here, talked to some of the programs. Why do you have such a variety? I mean, it's really from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Back in the 1990s, we needed to diversify the student population at Lakewood. So we started with the CAP program first, followed by AMSET, CJAM, and then our last program is the medical academy. And a lot of it was just to give all of our diverse student populations a way of being college and or career ready upon graduation. So each program is set up different. They take a certification test at the end of the year, at the end of their senior year, and then they're actually certified to either go into to be employed and or just to go to college.
So you're just preparing them for the future. I mean, that's what high school is all about, and you're really focusing in and allowing them to focus in on what interests them. Nagini's getting close to you. This is all right. She said she doesn't have a problem petting Nagini, but holding her is a different story. She is strong, right? You sure you don't want to hold her?
I'll hold her.
Oh, we're going to let this happen. Putting her on the spot. Gentle. And Nagini is holding the mic. So, okay, I'm going to send it back to you. She's
at Lakewood High School. Sean's got the bicep shirt on. You guys see that today too? All right, we'll check back in with Sean in a little bit. If you've got a school you'd like to nominate to be our 10 News School of the Week powered by Duke Energy Florida, you can send an email to 10schools@WTSP.com. When Brightside comes back, Ruby the rescued burn dog gets her Firehouse Dog Badge today. How you can see the ceremony.